Welcome back to the GDevelop tutorial. We are in video 4, or this may be the second video if you use the alternate movement system. Now I'm going to be using my preferred movement system, which is like the top-down kind of tank controls. But in this video, regardless of which one you're doing, you can still do this. So we're going to make the ship fire cannons broadside on this thing here. So let's go ahead and get our little red ship. We're going to open this up, and down the bottom we're going to edit some points. So what we can do here is, currently there's a few points on here, but we're going to add some extra points. We're going to add left cannon 1, left cannon 2. You can really have as many as you want. I'm going to do 3, left cannon 3. And I'm going to add right cannon as well. Right cannon 1, right cannon 2, right cannon 3. Just remember how you type these out. If you did it all in lowercase, remember those. And I'm going to put these. I know that this is like 66 pixels wide. So I'm actually going to put these ones, the left cannon, this is the left side of the ship. I know it looks like it's the right side, but it's facing down, so it's actually the left side. So I'm going to put this at 66 across. And then this one is going, you can see that that's moved there. 66, oh no, not 66, I'll put it at 55, and we're going to move it down a little bit. So we're probably going to move it down to about here, so we'll go 20 pixels down. That's probably too far back, so let's go 40. Now the next one is going to be 55 across, and we'll go 60, and then the next one's going to be 55 across, and we're going to go 80. Now we could drag these points around manually, like so, but I want them to be exact, so I'm going to type 55 and 80. If you want to drag them, that's fine. The right cannon, I know this is 66 across, and this is 55, so that's going to be an 11 difference. So I'm just going to put 11 in here, so it's kind of the same side on that side. And then the same things, 40, 60, and 80. All right, so I've got these points here, I got those points there. It's a little bit hard to see. If you pause the video, if there's a way to zoom in, you can see that there's these little crosses here that mark off the different points. This red cross in the corner is the origin, and then there's the center. The center is marked automatically. I'm going to click close and apply. Make sure you click apply, you have to do that again. Now going into here, I'm just going to delete this bit down here because I'll do it again. And I'm going to have some conditions here. I'm going to add 2 conditions, player control, add sub event. Now I know some of you guys have used WASD, so you're going to have to think of different keys here to use because I'm going to be using A and D for my broadside cannons. So A and D, you might want to use J and L. It doesn't really matter. Here you could use left and right mouse button, I suppose, so that might be a bit tricky. So what I'm going to do here though is I'm going to add in an action, red ship, fire a bullet. And I just realized you guys won't have this. So fire a bullet is an extension that I've added in. So let's go back and add that. At the top here, there is the project manager. It's going to pop this out. Down here in functions and behaviors, I'll delete this and add it in again. You're going to want to click search for new extensions. It should bring this list up. If you scroll down, or if you just actually type in the top fire, there should be one here called fire bullets. Install it in the project, and it will take care of a lot of the complex stuff here for us. What it also means is we're going to have to go to our ship. We're going to open up the behaviors on the ship, and I'm just going to bin this and add it again. Add a behavior, scroll down here, fire bullet, and change this to like 0.5. It comes in with a really long number because of what's known as a floating point error in computer programming. And we can just ignore that, we can just put 0.5. The default is like 0.1, that's what it actually comes out to, but we'll leave it at 0.5, I think. Takes a little bit of time to reload cannons. We could probably bump that up. All right, so with that done, we're going to go into here. When the A key is pressed, add an action. Red ship is going to fire a bullet. And we're going to say the X position, where to create the bullet. Now, red ship dot point X, And here's where we type in the name of our point that we made. So I called this left cannon 1. Now this has to have quotation marks in it. It will give you a little hint. It says, I'll just run through it again. So redship.pointY for the second one. And it says in here, point Y needs a string inside it. Now a string always has quotation marks around it. So this is going to be left cannon 1, like that. The bullet object is going to be a cannonball. The angle is going to be redship.angle. Now, the reason for that is because it is going to, if you remember how our ship is, it starts off facing to the right. Even though it looks like it's facing down, and we made some calculations to make it move in the right direction, it's actually facing to the right. So we can just get the current angle of the ship and fire the bullet in that direction. We'll set it to 300. We'll click OK. We'll test this. When I push A, it should fire off the left. And when I rotate the ship, it should fire in the direction that the ship is facing. Although if you're rotating when it fires, it will kind of not do that. Okay, so that's done there, but I want to do this a few times. So I'm going to copy that and duplicate it 3 times. Except I'm going to change the position to left cannon 2 for this one and this one. And then left cannon 3. So when I play it now, it should fire 3 bullets like that. All in a row from those different points. Cool. Now we're just going to do the same thing for below, except I'm going to do it again. So red ship, fire a bullet. So this time it's going to be red ship dot point X, right cannon 1, and then red ship dot point Y, right cannon 1. Now bullet object is going to be the same, cannonball. This is going to be red ship dot angle, and just pause here and just see if you can figure it out. Just see if you can figure out what the opposite side of the ship might be. I'll give you like 2 seconds to pause. All right, so if you figured it out, great, but it's going to be negative 180. So we're going to take the current angle of the ship and we're going to subtract 180 from it. That'll give us the other side, 300. And done. And I'll duplicate this, copy, paste, paste. And of course we'll change these numbers here to 2. 3. Now you can use this kind of firing extension in the platform game as well. Just make it shoot to the left or right. So 0 would be the right, negative 180 would be the left. And let's do this. So if I push D, I fire 3 off that side. If I just hold them down, I'll spam bullets, and as I turn around, those cannons are going out the side of the ship. And go and shoot that ship over there. There's pretty long reload time, to be honest, a pretty short reload time for cannons. These are literally rapid fire machine gun cannons, so we might turn those down. And if you want to turn the speed of that down, you can go into here, go behaviors, and change this to maybe something like 2 seconds. Okay, that will make it so that you can only fire every 2 seconds. And that's for both sides as well, because it works off one system. So can you fire? But it does make it a little bit more, it would make it a little bit more tactical when we get the other ship moving around. And it's going to be very, very basic movement. One thing you may want to do is make the camera follow the player. So that's also very easy to do. We're just going to add in a new group. Oh, we can put it in player control actually. And we'll go add sub event. Always, we'll make the camera. Where's camera? We'll just look for it. Camera. Center the camera on an object within limits. Now, I quite like this one within limits, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to set it on red ship, top left. We'll set it to be 100. So that's pretty small. We'll set it to be 200, 200, 200, 200 and anticipate. Yes, that's fine. We'll click OK. So this is going to center the camera on the red ship. What? Didn't anticipate that. I might just have to double click that. Let's have a look. Top left boundary. Top left side of the boundary. We'll say 0, 0. We'll just try this. And if it doesn't work, we'll do it an easier way. No, I'm not sure why that's not working. What I was hoping it would do is that the ship would move around within the screen, and when it got nearer an edge, the camera would move. Obviously, that's not what that's doing there, so let's just add in the action camera. Center the camera on an object, red ship, and done. Okay, so now we've got the camera centered on this ship, and we can drive around. We can hit A or D to fire the cannons, and we're almost done. We're going to keep this one quite short because if you're not a class member and you're just watching this video, these are generally for my classes. So this here, we want to get started on the project, but feel free to experiment. Next video, we'll look at a little bit of simple AI for the enemy and how to make it take some damage, and so we can change those graphics to the different damage things as well.